What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another legendary episode of D-constructing Topic podcast. And I'm your host, the legendary D-constructing Topics. What's going on? And today we got a good one. Today, I want people to share this podcast, share what I'm going to say, because I'm going to give my 2 cents, basically, on what I think in the political climate, what I think about the debate that happened last week or this week, whatever the case might be, which I didn't watch, but I, took little piece by piece, but I want to share something very key that I was able to pick up on that debate between Donald J. Trump and Kamala Harris. But once again, we doing it live. We doing it, and I say live, you probably watching this, but I'm just saying, we live. We doing something special. Let's go. And I just want to point out this, and I will have said in regards to when it comes to politics, and I know that people forever, it's always been that thing, politics, religion. I think those are the two main topics that people say, you know what, they try to avoid talking or whatever the case might be. I love talking about both. And in a sense, not because I like to kind of insert information that a lot of people don't know. And for some reason, when it comes to politics and religion, they both intertwine with each other. But one of the key things here, and I've noticed, is that American politics, in a sense, and even on the liberal left side, for some reason, have adopted that American Christian mentality. And I'm a Christian, but I'm going to share something with you, with everybody, where I feel like when it comes to politics on both sides of the aisle, whether you're a liberal, conservative, Republican, Democrat, they both have a thing that they're similar to a lot of Christian churches, charismatic churches, where they point the finger at the other people and say, hey, those are the bad people, those are the sinners, or whatever the case might be. Not us, we good. And it's the same thing that I've noticed, especially in New York City, where we have a lot of people who say, oh, the Trumpers and people that voted for Trump are stupid. And I said to myself, and I always ask, what's the difference between a Trumper and you? One believes that every lie that Trump, says, while the other believe in what everybody else has said. It doesn't make no difference. And it's something that I've seen happen here in the American Christian church, is that we always pointing at the finger at the other side, but we don't do anything for ourselves. And I want to bring something up here. I want to bring a little sermon here going on. One of my favorite sermons here. Bodie Buchan. I want people to hear this and listen to what this gentleman has to say. Check it out.
The world. That's what worries me about those who don't want to preach on sin, because people already know that they're bad.
That's what happened in American church, and that's what happened in politics.
No, we don't.
Right.
No, we don't.
See, that's my thing right there when it comes to that situation, right? Is that we tend to, and even in Christians, once again, we tend to point the finger. When it comes to politics, again, I'm surrounded by a lot of Democrats. Oh, the Republicans, oh, Trumpers, all that. And I said to myself, why is your household, and I say your house, in terms of, we're not talking about a real house, but we're talking about your party, the people where you at. Why is it that it's dirty, and yet you're talking about the other people's houses, talking about they dirtier, but your house is dirty? It's that mentality. And one of the things that I tend to kind of clash with many Christians is that we talking about members, LBGT, we talking about this, we talking about this. Oh, sin is sin. They all commit sin. What about you? What about you? And that's one of the things here that I, once again, look at this.
We watch the nightly news and we think those people are bad, not us.
Right.
We don't recognize that we have sinned against the holy and righteous God. We don't get that. We don't see that. Turn with me, if you will.
Yeah, I gotta bring gotta expand that list there of this gentleman here talking. And once again, it's one of those things when it comes to politics. And I've heard, and the other day I've heard, people talking about the debate and the fact checking, and Trump was fact checking. And there's one thing and one thing. And again, now I'm here to say that I'm not a fan of any of those candidates here. But if there's one thing, and for those people out there that are listening to this podcast and they're just saying to myself, oh, yeah. And I've heard, I've heard people talk about, yeah, Kamala this, and, the moderator fact checking out Trump. But yeah, they did not do one thing. It's to fact check Kamala Harris on something that a lot of people don't know and should know. And let me tell you. So let me share this little thing going on here. All right. So that's Kamala, right? Check it out.
Women were horribly raped.
Imagine if we had actual independent fact checkers who said to her, no.
So I want people to understand is this, right? The rape moderators fact check Trump would allow Harris to make a false rape claim. Okay, I don't want to use that word. All right, let's go here. New York Times, October 7, exposed the gray zone. Enjoy my people here. What does that mean, right? What does that mean? So, Kamala Harris here. I'm sorry, this is the gray zone.
The fetus cut out of the womb. Now, Israel and its supporters are really doubling down on these claims of mass rape by militants on October 7th. And we pointed out a lot of the inconsistencies in those stories.
I just want people to understand is this. So you go out there, right? And you're watching the debate, and she said that the one thing, and I always said about what's going on with that situation, because it's becoming apparent, like October 7th is becoming like the September 11th, if you will. Like what happened in September 11th was the fact that there was an attack on American soil, the Twin Towers, whatever the case might be. But as time passed, we start to learn that United States intelligence knew about it. But what happened after 9/11 is that United States went crazy, went to other countries, went to Iraq for the sake of what, 9/11. So in the situation here with October 7th, and what Kamala Harris is talking about is that, well, because of what happened October 7th, Israel has the right to defend itself. But obviously, if you look at, here, it's always been and this is 8 months ago. Once again, this is independent journal. This guy, 8 million subscribers. Look at it, moderators. What's this? Moderators Tuesday debate allow Vice President to repeat claims while scrutinizing her rival Donald Trump in the interview of TR. Again, this is what I'm saying. If Kamala Harris, right? And I'm sorry,
lies to justify Israel's right to genocide, justify Israel to spread those lies, to justify Israel.
What I'm saying is this. If Harris, right, went out there, and just because you're not a fan of Trump, but yes, she went out there and told a lie about what happened on October 7th, and she was not fact-checked, you tell me. Why are we watching a debate? It's not even a debate. You're just being fooled to think that this person right here represents the interests of you because they fighting against Donald J. Trump or whatever the case might be. And I say, and I go back to what I said in regards to politics and in regards to especially the liberal left, whatever you want to call them, Democrats, they adopted that same thing that conservative used 30, 40 years ago to silence you, to control you, or whatever the case might be. And people, and I've heard some people say, oh, Donald Trump got fact checked, and yeah, Kamala Harris did her thing. She lied right in front of your face. She lied, and wow, is this what we in America? Is this what it is? And one of the things that I always tell people when it comes to how politics adopted this thing of Christians, where again they go and they tell, oh, these people are wrong. They the bad ones. But yet, in the house of Christians, in many churches around this country, the bad seeds are there in that church because your pastor is preaching some nonsense that has nothing to do with Jesus, the cross, and the Bible. And when people, I know a couple of friends, and I know more than a couple, that, they're not religious or whatever the case, but when it comes to politics, they form the same concept, the same mindset of Christians. And again, I'm a Christian. But there's a lot of nonsense that's being preached out there in church Just like there's a lot of nonsense that's being preached in front of people when it comes to politics, and people are just eating this up. Just eating it up like, what the hell? And it kind of reminds me, and that's why I always stand what Malcolm X said. Look at this. This is what Malcolm said. When blacks voted 8% them, Malcolm X calling them chumps. When blacks gave 80% of their vote to the Democratic Party in 1964, black activists Malcolm X called them political chumps. That's what Malcolm X said. And I'm with him in regards to that mindset. Because I always said, when it comes to politics, they create people like Trump. Like, I want people, when they listen to this, especially those anti-Trumper people that claim that Trumpers are stupid, that they how can I say they're not smart, whatever. I want you to go and look at yourself in the mirror. What's the difference? You're going to call out Trumpers because they believe in Donald Trump's lies? What makes you different? You just believe in Harris. You just believed in a lie. You sat there in front of the TV watching the debate. She's telling you that something happened on October 7th and Israel has the right to defend themselves. Wow. Wow. And time, and look, this is 2 days ago. Time again. I'm sorry, this is 2 days ago. Is that we see time and time this October 7th floating in the air when it has been debunked. And again, I'm not, it's the narrative, basically what the narrative that they've been telling you, it's not the same narrative that's out there. You know what I mean? And for anyone to sit here and to think that they were watching a debate, oh, go Kamala. At one time, she was fact-checked. Not on that claim. Now, why is that important? Well, again, that's October 7th has become like that 9/11 type of deal. For years after 9/11 happened, September 11, attacks happened. A lot of people, we throw into that, we got to fight, these people. We got to defend freedom and we got to do this and we got to do all that. Let's go out there. We got to go Iraq, Afghanistan, China, all that, Australia. All that. Let's go out there. Taxpayers' money being spent in other places, right? People going hungry in this country. So October 7th, it's that thing. We're not directly involved in it, but we are here. Here you go, Israel. Here you go, me praying. And yet you fall into this trap that because people watch the debate. I know people that have been saying, I'm not going to vote, but after the debate, I might consider voting for Harris. When she lied to you right in front of your face about October 7th, and if you believed it, that's why you got to share this channel. You got to share all this October 7th love, because that's basically what the media has been playing. And I want you to think about this, like what Malcolm X said. What makes you a political chump? Again, ask yourself when you're watching this, if you're an anti-Trumper, and I know people will be like, oh, yo, David, are you pro-Trump or not? Oh, nothing like, no. I think on my own. People, especially Latinos, black people, have wasted their energy going after this Trump guy, and they waste their energy when we could be doing something for ourselves. Just go watch this video. Go out there and look at yourself in the mirror. What makes me different than a Trumper? Trumpers believe in Trump's lies. I believe in Kamala Harris lies. Obama, Graham, Hillary, Bill, George W., George H. Bush, Ronald Reagan. All those people are over here concentrated in this little pool, and then you out there, the voter. Feel free to comment, reach out to me, hit the like button. Oh, we doing something incredible because this is Deconstructing Topic, and those are my 2 cents. And how the political landscape, especially the liberal left or whatever you want to call them, Democrats, how they adopted the Christian concept of pointing the finger at the others while yet not addressing what's happening on their home. Wow. All right, we making it happen. I'm out of here. Much love. Hope you enjoyed this. I'm pretty sure you do. Hit and all that good stuff. Let's make it happen. I'm out. Peace.